of the biggest problems in testing the kernel, especially for ARM hardware, is there's just so much hardware out there. There's so many different ARM chip makers, there's a lot of different boards. We're up to over 500 types of boards supported in the ARM kernel right now, and the problem is just making sure that they all still work. So, and add on to that a whole bunch of different architectures, and we just have a problem space that's really huge, and there's not a lot of people actively doing testing, especially on the most recent kernels. So the biggest problem is how to get recent kernels more broadly tested. So right now the state of Linux kernel testing is not very good. There's so much that's not being tested. There's more and more. What's good is that there's a lot of tests that are starting to happen more and more. There's more automated frameworks. The people at Intel have a really good setup called 0 Day that's doing testing, lots of builds, lots of boots, lots of performance testing. And now we're working on some things in Linaro to do that as well, where we have a lot more, we're able to build recent kernels on lots of different hardware and boot them on different hardware and start running tests and do automated tests and reporting. What Linaro is doing now is, because we have so much ARM hardware, we have a lot of variety of these boards, and what we're doing is starting to automate the testing of mainline, Linux Next, the stable trees, our LSK, and several other trees. And every time there's a new tree, we build it and we boot it on, I think we're up to 60 different platforms now. We're doing about 250 different boots every time there's a kernel with a bunch of different builds. And we're kind of putting all the results of that in a database and making kind of a web front end where you can search for your board or your platform or the things that you care about. And so Linaro's kind of in the process of putting all that together, and all those results are published out to public mailing lists. And so all these ARM, we're doing ARM x86 and ARM x86 and ARM 64 right now.